Right, there we go. Boom. That goes up to 7. Yes, we now immediately attack forward. Oh, man, that when it works, when everything just works so perfectly and amazingly funny. I mean, we don't even attack forward with anyone else. We don't even attack forward with anyone else because it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. So, boom. Hello, Gomez here for LAN Party. As you can see, a little bit of change around and whatnot because just trying to upgrade the setup, trying to give you guys the best content I can. Now, the deck I'm going to be doing is actually a thing that people have been asking me for a while, which is Unyielding Kegs. The reason I kind of stayed away from the subject is because obviously another content creator, Silverfuse, actually covered it quite well. I also think that the other way I was going to take this was with Boomship with what's his face, P&Z, to go with Funsmith and whatnot, because obviously Funsmith really works with a lot of different things, but then obviously Mugwai kind of took it in that way. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to make a slightly kind of different deck than what Silverfuse made. Because I actually want to include Twisted Fate in it. So let's get in and see how I got on with it. So let's go. So I called the deck a barrel of laughs because obviously, let's face it, it is a barrel of laughs, the idea of this. I kind of decided to go a slightly different way because obviously the way that Silverfuse did it was more she didn't include Twisted Fate. She just wanted it to be just Gangplank, which is understandable because obviously Twisted Fate does have his red card and yellow card can use up the keg, because basically you're trying to keep the keg alive. Obviously, if your opponent targets it, which is very likely, this is the whole reason why I think that this is definitely a meme concept, right? This is definitely a meme concept that it's really funny when you make it happen, but it's really hard to make it happen. That's the point that I want to make, and that's why I honestly think that the P&Z way of using Funsmith is a lot more kind of likely to work, because the fact that obviously the Boomship, it will do 1 damage to a unit anyway, but if you include a Funsmith, that's 2 damage, plus it's then summoning kegs, depending on because it's just the damage that card does. So if you can increase that damage through that, then I think it's viable, as well as the fact that obviously it would really help the Riptide Rex and whatnot, as well as I just think that's a really good way of doing it. But this is kind of an in-between between Mugwise and Silverfuse's deck. Whether or not it's going to work or not, I don't know, but let's just very quickly go through beat by beat. As I said, I think it got covered really well, and that's kind of why I steered clear of it. But you guys wanted it. You guys have been requesting it in the comments, saying do Unyielding Kegs, give Unyielding Kegs a go. So I decided to give it a go for you guys, because at the end of the day, I want to give you guys the content you want to see. So let's just very quickly get into this. Obviously, you got Warning Shot, just works so well once the kegs are activated. That's such significant damage, as well as the fact that once you get Dreadway on the board, that doubles that, and if there's any kegs, Dreadway is going to be doubling the damage which is happening from Warning Shot. It's just such a good finisher, as well as the fact that's helping you get towards your Gangplank level up, because once Gangplank levels, he keeps putting kegs onto the board. There is also the fact that it works with the Black Market Merchant for just getting a couple of nabs. So let's quickly go into it. So Cutthroat is mainly in there for the nab purpose, as well as the fact that it works really well to try and help level Gangplank up quickly, as well as actually a counter towards Teemo and Zoe, which is very prevalent at this moment in time. So it's a very nice counter to have to both of those. Bit of stealing from your opponent, summoning some kegs here, little bit of, because basically the only Demacian cards you have in here is a couple of Sharp Sights. The main purpose of Sharp Sight is to number one, get you, as I said, to kill Zoe or Teemo, but also it can be used to get that health past a certain amount, right? So obviously if somebody's targeting you, if somebody's trying to target your kegs, if somebody's trying to target Twisted Fate, if somebody's trying to target whatever, this can be used to help, just help you along in a manner of speaking, just so that you can keep something alive for just that little bit longer. Boomship, once you start getting those kegs going, it's an amazing card that can really work. The main reason why it's only a 2 of, and as you will see in most of the other kind of decks that can't run this, which is like, it's a really funny card, but it's slow speed, and the slow speedness just means that kind of gets put on to a 2 of rather than a 3 of. If this was a fast speed spell, I would definitely be putting 3 of this in the deck, but because it's slow speed, kind of you're forced into only playing 2 because it's not really a reactive card, right? It's not a card that you're using to react to something. Make it rain yet again once you've got your Unyielding Spirit onto the kegs. Just that is basically just like a deal significant damage to your opponent's side of the field. Helping level up Gangplank with the nabs and everything, as well as that obviously once Dreadway's on the board, more damage, as well as that's also to try and help. See, the one thing that I've put in my deck is Soloist, because I actually really do like Soloist's effect, considering the fact that you are playing a lot of plundery stuff, or a lot of stuff which is doing damage to the enemy core. I honestly just really like Soloist. I mean, obviously you could have put in three Riptides, and you could have put in 3 Zaps, which definitely is something that you could do, but I honestly like a Soloist because it just gets everything down into that nice range of it then can be played really nicely. I mean, you're going to be saying to me like, going with where's the draw? Your main draw is coming off of Twisted Fate, as well as the fact that like blue card, but depending on situations, if you've got the keg on the board and red card seems legit, you can still do that, but obviously once he's on the board, you then can potentially use his hero spell, but you don't really want to be using that until you got the Soloist out, which is just reduce the cost of the big things, just so that it just feels a little bit better. A little bit of draw coming from stealing from your opponent, but I will admit that apart from that, this deck does not have much draw. I did actually consider playing the Croaker. My main problem with the Croaker is the fact that literally, because of kegs, his ability is going to be doing significant damage coming in. So he's basically, depending on what your kegs are at, he's either going to kill himself or kill the person who he's doing this on. And so that's why it kind of felt a bit bad to be playing him. The other things that I guess like you could consider here is potentially, because obviously like you're getting a bit of draw from Dreadway to draw, what you call it, what's his face, Gangplank. Zap's got a bit of draw going, and that's why basically maybe 3 Zaps is actually a more beneficial thing just to help with draw here. The thing with salvage is there's so many good cards that I don't want to be getting rid of. Don't get me wrong, it's a really good draw mechanic, and obviously it's not doing damage to anything, but it's just, to me, I don't like salvage if I'm not playing a deep deck, in terms of the fact that I don't really like, sometimes there's cards that I really like, but I know that drawing can, like, sometimes you might lose some really good cards, but you can draw some really good cards that are going to help you in a situation. I do realise that, but I've decided to stick away from it. I'm actually going to, you know what, while I'm here, I'm actually going to throw in 3 Zaps because I just want that a little bit more draw going on, and for the purposes of doing that, I think I'm going to get rid of 1 warning shot, because bearing in mind that the Grifter, because we are playing mostly bilge, which like the Grifter is going to be hitting like the majority of the time, and he's going to be giving you a warning shot anyway, as well as the fact that he's going to be stealing a card from your opponent, which obviously is why if you have Black Market Merchant, that can really help, and that can help towards the Twisted Fate level up. It's not like a necessary thing, but once Twisted is leveled, the continuous red card and yellow card coming off of with Unyielding Kegs would be quite nice and quite funny to get off, and that's why I decided to put it in the deck, as well as the fact that obviously as I said, like once Soloist has been activated at least once, like Twisted goes down to costing 2, Gangplank goes down to costing 3, a lot of these things obviously go down to basically costing 0, these things are here, some things which are creating kegs, stealing, and just doing some elusive damage, as well as the fact that obviously this goes down to 1 cost. I mean, if you can get 2 out, you get a lot of things happening for 0 cost, which obviously once you get Twisted Fate, once there's one of him on the board using his spell, you don't mind, because the fleeting's not going to become important, because most of the things are going to be at a point where you're basically playing them for free anyway. So yes, again, let's quickly go through. So Zap's going to be your main draw thing, getting that in. Twisted, as I said, Zap, really good elusive damage for the fact that it's drawing. Gangplank, obviously once he levels, he's going to be creating those kegs. Soloist, just to make everything cost less. Riptide Rex, because Riptide Rex is hilarious, especially if, as I said, you've got kegs on the the board that you've got Unyielding Spirit on, because of the fact that literally that's just going to make every single one of Rex's attacks be devastated, as well as the fact that Dreadway is basically to finish you off if, which it finish it out if things of which it have not gone 100%. But yeah, the whole idea of this deck is obviously trying to get Unyielding Spirit onto a keg. It's a very difficult thing to do, because bearing in mind there is so many different things that can kill kegs. They've only got 1 health, so any damage spells can pretty much kill them. There's very cheap damage spells as well, so if somebody tries to target it, you then target it with Unyielding Spirit, and then they throw another attack on. There's very little you can do about it, and as I said, that's why I've always considered this to be a really, really meme concept. It's definitely, like, you know, hilarious when it happens, but as I said, like, its viability, there's definitely a lot more viable meme things that you can do. But let's go for it, because it's what you guys have wanted, so let's get it. But before we do, bear in mind, shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. If you haven't checked it out already, I do stream on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, as well as the fact that obviously there is the Discord link down below if you want to join that, the lovely community, do what we're making. Thank you so much for the support that I've been getting so far. Like, I hit my goals for last year. Like, last year ended amazingly. Like, I actually became a YouTube partner. And just, it's all been really good. I hit my goals of 1,000 on both platforms. My goal for this year is to try and hit 5,000 on both platforms, but whether or not we get there or not, we'll find out. I want to make this what I do. I want to make this like my career, in terms of making fun content for you guys to enjoy. That's what I want to be doing with my life, because honestly, it brings me so much joy, and hearing back from you guys all the comments and that, honestly, it does mean so much to me. So thank you for all the support. Anyway, let's see how this deck does the couple of matchups. Okay, so Garrett, so a lot of rally, most likely with the what's his face as well, right? The landmark. Okay. Big part of me is like, I'm going to keep the Unyielding. I might end up regretting my decisions here. Maybe I should have got rid of Twisted as well. But yeah, no, I'm guessing we're against Landmark. Potentially, what's his face as well? Undying. I'm not 100% sure about that, but potentially Undying with it. Yeah, a lot of pain is coming my way, and potentially a lot of pain is coming my way very fast. I just leave it, because there's no benefit. There's no benefit to me. Like, I could throw down the black market merchant, but there's like no benefit to me doing it. Okay, so throw you out. Senna, if Senna okay, so Senna's not going to get in the ball just yet. So a big part of me's thinking twisted yellow, but it depends obviously if Senna drops. Okay, right, so potentially we drop red card. Red card does at least knock this out of scout, and then we just defend ourselves on the board. It's not the best. It's not the best strategy, but it is the strategy which at least means that I take less damage. And I'm all for taking. I mean, potentially he could have sharp sight. Sharp sight would obviously get that past that, but I don't mind doing that just to take slightly less damage this turn. I mean, I'm assuming he might have a rally. I'm surprised he did not go forward with this as well. There was like no reason for him not to go forward with it. I mean, potentially he rallies back up again, which he could do, but like, there was no reason for him not to go forward, because he could have actually got a bit of damage in. So we could throw this out. We could throw this out, knowing that next turn we can keg. I firstly want to go with the steal card first, just to see what we get from our opponent. So I want to go with the stealing card first. Whew, concerted. Okay, so it's going for a rally. The question is, do we use the concerted just to kill Lucian right now? But obviously, if he goes for the rally, what we can do is throw one of these guys. I mean, the question, actually, you know what? We're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. We're going to go for another steal. Whew. I mean, that gives us a lot of defense next turn. So we could throw one of these guys in front. We can actually still throw the concerted as well, by the way. So what we could do is we could actually go directly. As much as me likes the idea of throwing Unyielding Kegs, another part of me really likes this move of making sure that Lucian dies. We could actually throw this one in front of here as well, just so that, because I mean I haven't got any other steals right now, so I might as well get benefit out of this. For some reason I've got a phone call coming in at this exact moment in time for a recording. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? So we could throw this out. We could throw this out, but I want to wait until it's his turn. I don't mind taking 6 damage. I could technically throw one of these in front, but I'm going to take the 6 damage. Might end up regretting that. But I don't mind doing it. Okay, so this turn. Yeah. So could throw you out. So actually, we could throw this out. Actually, no, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw you out first. Oh, there's the Grand Plaza. We could actually use his own move. I mean, it's not the purpose of this deck, right? The purpose of this deck is to do Unyielding Kegs, but through no fault of our own, we might have found an alternative strategy. Smart plan, stopping the Twisted Fate level up from being a thing is an unbelievably smart plan from our opponent. But what we can do here is, if we just throw the landmark out and then try our best to use our opponent's own stuff against them, like really stupidly. I mean, I'm gonna end up regretting the decisions here. I'm going to end up regretting the decisions, but I'll be damned if I don't try to go for this plan. It's not the plan of the deck. It's not the plan of the deck at all. But we can actually next turn throw this out for 0 cost and just deal with what our opponent's got going on. We could throw Gangplank out as well first. Just so that we're forcing that overwhelm damage in. Forcing that overwhelm. We do actually have a Riptide Rex move coming up next turn as well. I mean, admittedly, as I said, like, we really should be working on the keg move more than anything, because that's what this whole deck is about. But at the same point, you've sometimes got to go where the wind takes you, and sometimes the wind takes you in some really stupid directions. So sometimes you just have to go with them. So the plan here is literally big whiteboard plan. Potentially get rid of Lucian in all of this. So he could have sharp sights and so here's the thing, he could have sharp sights, he could have concerted strike, he could have loads of different things that gets him round this plan. I just want to point that out, that there's a lot of risk. There we go, concerted. There are a lot of risks in this plan, but I was still willing to go for it. I mean, admittedly now he's basically leveled Lucian, which is not what you want to see. Not what you want to see, but sadly, the decisions that were made. Okay, so throwing that out. Throwing that out more so I've got something to defend myself with if he doesn't pull the keg forward. Now I've got warning shot. I mean, so much of me wants to do this, right? So much of me wants to throw the Unyielding. So much of me. But at the same point, there is a little voice in my head saying he's most likely going to go for a rally move this turn. And so maybe the smarter move, because literally he's really close to leveling Lucian, right? Like Lucian's like basically on the level. I'm actually gonna pass the turn and see what our opponent does. Whew! It's a ballsy move from our opponent, really ballsy move. Right. Potential single combat. This is what I mean. There's so many counters to this keg. That is why I don't really.
Lucky you. I'm the last thing you'll see.
So many counters to my keg. That is the one reason I don't really want to go straight in with the Unyielding, because I honestly think I'm gonna get countered significantly. So I want to wait until he's past. I kind of want to wait until he's past single combat / concerted range. But that's going to be very hard to achieve. Okay, right, so he's gone with that plan so that she levels, but on the same point, if she levels, then she's going to die this turn anyway. I mean, I'm guessing this because he knows he's going to go for a rally move, right? He's going to go for a rally move is my guess here. So gonna go trying to kill Lucian immediately, see what happens. Because I mean, yeah, guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, okay, yep. So he's gone with that. So the question is, do we do this knowing next turn we could go into a really big Riptide move? Okay. So if that happens, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely unbelievably stupid, and we should not do this. This is definitely unbelievably stupid, and we should not do this. But at the same time, should we do this? I mean, just in case. Okay, yeah. So he can't rally. He can't rally at the moment, unless obviously he uses. Okay, I'm going to end up regretting this move. Single combat. Don't have it. I'm going to end. I mean, the memes. Don't let your memes be dreams, people. Don't let your memes be dreams. I mean, the amount of damage that could potentially come from this Riptide Rex move is amazing. Oh, yes. You've got to be kidding me. As I do this, oh, he stays alive. Don't let your memes be dreams. So each one of those is doing 4 damage. So sometimes you gotta go for yes. I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the very few wins this deck has got. I loved it, every second of it. Okay, so Zoe Braum makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of things in Freljord. I mean, like, I've already seen that kind of thing going off before. There's a lot of things in Freljord that can really help, like, Zoe's health stat. A big part of me kind of wants to keep this hand, because I'm thinking potential on top of Zoe, potential nabbing, potential just getting Gangplank off and going. Like, I'm liking this hand. He doesn't he's playing his cards very close to his chest. Okay, we'll leave it. It's back to our turn. So big problem is just fear. You know what, we go with this. Go with this plan. So he's not playing Zoe yet. He's just doing this potential silence. Potentially he's looking. Oh my god, there's Poros in this deck as well. Did not expect that. Much unexpected. Don't you dare find the silence. Okay, so he's found that. I mean, we could deal with that if we really wanted to, but a big part of me doesn't. I'll take that. So we could actually use Sharp Sight. We could use Sharp Sight. Poros Snack's getting involved. I mean, we use Sharp Sight. Oh my god, he's also using that. Okay, I mean, we use Sharp Sight just because he's not expecting it more than anything, because that still gets the kill. This still survives. We throw the deck hand. We throw the deck hand out with the plan of going into Unyielding next turn. This is definitely, as I always say, this is definitely stupid in every single way, but that's the reason we love it, right? That's the reason we love it. So immediately, the kegs get the Unyielding. The kegs are now Unyielding. Okay, we leave it, because there's literally no point attacking forward. But now, that can really start to escalate the kegs. We do have a few different activators for different things, which is very nice. So by using this, right. So I feel like we go Grifter.
My friends.
Ooh! We play Poros against these Poros!
Follow along, little ones.
We play the Poros against his Poros! Maybe we could have actually kept. We could have kept. Okay, because he wants to just get the thing. So what we could have done is we could have actually kept. Oh, do we want to keep the Poro? Because worst comes to the worst, it's what it doesn't really matter to us right there. So we could have kept Poro in hand, so we could have kept Sharp Sight to kill Braum. Probably would have been the better plan, in all honesty. Would have been the better plan. Okay, so we need to add more kegs. We need more kegs. So by doing this, we could kill something. Actually, we could actually try and find. So
Keep up.
gonna go like this just to find more damage spells as well. Attack forward. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If we get beaten by Poros, it's still gone terribly. I'm gonna get beaten by Poros, aren't I? I'm gonna get beaten by Poros. I can see it already happening.
Would you believe he once
Okay,
put in my house?
we go big. We go big with this damage spell. This guy in there means that we can at least steal some more from our opponent. Troll Chart might end up becoming unbelievably useful to us. What do you get, my friend? Okay, augment and fury, which admittedly we have stolen a lot. We've actually created a lot of warning shots as well, so we can actually buff this little Warrior man up quite significantly. Okay, so not gonna lie, that's a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage which is coming at us. Significant damage is coming at us right now, right? Significant damage is coming at us. So what we can do is force down. So we force up this ally's health, forcing down this one's health. Okay, I mean, okay, right, it doesn't count as being created if you steal it. That's a shame. It should totally count as created if you steal it, right? Go like that, go like that. So we survive on 5. He's getting us so close to death. Throw this on top of here, so we're at least trying to kill Braum. He potentially has got a troll chant himself to get himself round that. Yeah, so we go with this plan. Not gonna lie, we take a lot of damage. Significant damage are us. Yep, he saves Braum. But then we kill Braum with Boomship. But also, Boomship gives us a few more kegs, which might save us in the long run. So we go with this move, which just means that we're just getting those kegs up just that little bit more, and hopefully through that. So that's now going to be give us some kegs. There we go. So we're up to 3. So we're getting some damage, getting some serious damage coming up of that right now. Okay. We go big. I mean, technically, oh shit, the Poro snacks. Right. Technically, these are doing 4. I mean, that's 12. That's 12 damage in hand. 12 damage in hand. Not counting the damage that ripped up. I mean, when this works, I'm not gonna lie. It's very hard to make this deck work. But when this deck works amazingly funny. Like, so we just go whoop. Whoop. Bearing in mind that we do actually also have a Make It Rain that we can use next turn as well. So significant damage across these board right now. Removing a lot of Poros, hopefully. Of course, no, don't you dare. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? He's gonna find Unyielding! Don't you dare find Unyielding on me. Don't you use my Unyielding back on me! Don't you do it, Yugi! Die, Yugi! Die! Okay, what's he doing? What's the plan, Yugi? I'm honestly expecting Unyielding. Yep, of course. Right, so he goes for the Unyielding, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, we've still got a significant amount of damage coming at our opponent anyway. But, whoop, one dead. Whoop. Boom. Okay, last one. Whoop. Yeah, you survived this time, Yugi. You survived this time. I'm not gonna lie, like, the more things he gets on the board, the more scary this gets. But at the same point, we've literally got to go forward with everyone right now because we've got so much damage, but we need his board to basically have nothing on it. We need his board to basically be dead. And also, I mean, actually, we've got lethal. We've got lethal, so we're just going. Unyielding. Okay, pure Freljord though. Pure Freljord. So is this gonna be? But the thing is, so is this gonna be a massive ramp into what's his face? Like my mind's like, is this gonna be a massive ramp into Feel the Rush, or? Because that's the only thing that, because obviously then he gets Braum for like a 10-10. Or is this gonna be like, you know, I'm just trying to think like it's pure Freljord. Pure Freljord. A true Freljordian, welcome.
In the War Mother's name.
Oh my, so is it a Scar? Scar Mothers? But then why would, because obviously so Ember Maiden. Because I guess Scar Mother does cost 8, so it does have a little bit. So he must be running the troll guy who does 1 damage to everything that's attacking. So he's got Scar Grounds. He's got the troll guy who does 1 damage to everything when it attacks. He's got Scar Mother. I'm honestly trying to work out what all the other bits are in this, but okay, it's really interesting. Obviously, going for a Scar deck without, or which is the Scar Grounds deck without Noxus, which obviously is where you see it mostly, because Noxus does actually have a lot of things that work with it. It's actually honestly, it's like very interesting to see. I'm curious to see exactly what I'm going to be against right now. So obviously, turn 3, I'm expecting to see Scar Grounds hit the board. I don't actually have any counter to landmarks, so I'm actually gonna throw this out because I know that I've got sharp. Like, it's more the banter of knowing that I've got sharp sight is the reason that we play that there. I mean, obviously, Ember Maiden next turn could also drop because Ember Maiden does take out both of these, so potential Ember Maiden next turn. Maybe we should have kept that back, but I do know that I've got another deck hand in hand, so I don't feel 100% bad about it. Plus, also, we could just use the warning shot if we really wanted to. Could use the warning shot just to help Gangplank right now, because obviously Gangplank is in hand. The problem is that Gangplank starts working for the opponent. Once Scar Grounds is on the board, Gangplank, especially his leveled up form, starts working towards the opponent. Like in terms of his attack for. Okay, right. So he has not actually got Scar Grounds yet, which is interesting. So we could use the warning shot. I actually kind of want to see whether or not he goes for trying to grab the keg. Like if he goes for an attack and tries to grab the keg. As I said, we do have a sharp sight, even though technically it's kind of helping him out. But if he goes for the keg, we go for a warning shot. Because I've got another way of summoning the keg. Ooh, okay, he's not. So I could throw you forward with sharp sight.
You got legs. Use them.
Potential troll charm, and potentially maybe we should have kept this move back to try and kill Trundle or Braum. But look at him; he just looks so smug and arrogant. He deserves to die. Potential troll charm though. Oh, Elixir. Fair enough then. Yep, no, I mean, it's not the best because we've literally just helped him significantly there, but I'm going to go with that because I'm going to help Gangplank, because next turn we're going to go into the Odal Grifter, therefore getting another warning shot, hopefully stealing from our opponent. That's the plan. I've made my decisions.
My friend.
Whew, okay. Regeneration Overwhelm is very nice, especially the Overwhelm to try and help with Gangplank. Can't play it this turn, but you know, it's nice to have. So I'm going to attack forward with the Cutthroat. I can't, like, the thing is, I'm guessing this is Scar Grounds. He's just not drawn Scar Grounds. The main problem with him being only in Freljord is that his deck kind of lives or dies on drawing landmark, and he hasn't really got anything. Like, I mean, if he had like 3 cards in Targon, and those 3 cards literally were the draw landmark ones, because I'm guessing that he's going with the allegiance for the overwhelmness so that he can try and give Braum.
The trolls are
Okay, right, there we go. So he's not hit that, which is okay. So we throw Gangplank out now. The reasons we throw Gangplank out now is so that we can counter his Trundle, because right now he can't use Troll Charm. He could still use Elixir, by the way. Elixir is... Okay, so Elixir potential is there. I will admit that. The Elixir potential is there. I'm going to throw this in front of there. I do... Actually, I'll do throw... Yeah, right. Here's what we're going to do. He can't save them all. My thing here is he can't save them all. So we could go the warning shot right now, just because that way at least we're getting a little bit more value off of our keg before it dies, just to a random Trundle, and then whoop. So okay, right, that's fine. You know what, I honestly do not mind that. There's no point in that move right now. No point in that move. I mean, so basically Gangplank levels. Okay, Gangplank levels right now to this attacking forward. We could go forward with both, but then we leave room for Fury of the North. It depends on... I don't think our opponent would run Fury of the North. I'm actually going to throw this down first. Going to throw this down first. Don't think our opponent would run Fury of the North in this deck. I mean, I might be wrong. It's a legitimate thing they could run. But a big part of me is like, so maybe Frostbite, actually? So potential Frostbite action goes in.
The winter's claw.
Oh, there's the Scar Mother. There's the Scar Mother. Okay, right. Go like that. We might as well level Gangplank. No, the Gangplank is leveled. And then, I mean, admittedly, the Overwhelm, he goes for the keg every single time. Every single time that Overwhelm goes for the keg. But, I mean, I know, so we're going to be taking damage, but at the same point, we can put Unyielding on the keg and just then hope. I mean, so we know that warning, so every single round, as long as we keep Gangplank allowed, every single round, Gangplank is adding to the kegs, right? Every single round, Gangplank is adding to the kegs. We actually have the ability to add an additional keg on this turn anyway. So that just makes the parlay and the warning shot, just every single round, slowly but surely, it's getting more and more devastating. Okay. We'll see what our opponent goes for.
You've concerns, do you?
Freljord does not have a lot of instant kind of like target. Like the one guy that does like 1 damage is that archer guy. Like that's the one point of like 1 damage that they have. That I think is a target spell in Freljord, from what I remember. Like it's based off of a minion, but it's like the one thing they've got. I actually want to see what goes where first, because I'm guessing he still goes for an attack forward here. But I just want to see what goes where before playing the Unyielding. I mean, if he leaves it, he leaves it. But I was just curious. Yep, so he goes with that. Makes sense.
No mercy for
See, the
cowards.
thing is this a bloof? Is going to be the question. I mean, to be fair, I mean, okay. Is this a bloof?
I've cut my name into you.
I feel like I've got to do this. I mean, potentially Fury of the North. We could actually save his life and go forward here. The main purpose for doing this is so that if it is a bloof, we still keep Gangplank alive and he's going to be adding to the kegs. So, just in case this is a bloof, which it could be. There we go, Fury of the North. I mean, to be fair, this doesn't actually kill that. I thought there was the chance, and so there was the best, which is best to deal with that like that. So we're gonna go throw that in there. He goes down. We've got 2 damage coming off at the moment, but 2 damage really isn't what I'm looking for. So we managed to keep Gangplank alive. Gonna go into the next turn with that little tiny bit of extra mana, so we can add an additional keg. Oh yes! Now that's a top deck. Boomship, baby. Right. So, okay. So the question is, Who dies? Who dies? Right. We could put it into Braum just so we're stopping him from deciding where that goes, right? I wish it was one more. Okay, so once we use this goes massive, right? Because obviously it's going to be adding 4, so it goes up to 7, which then means that this is doing 7 damage. I mean, that's yes. I mean, I'm about to ruin this whole man's career. I'm about to ruin this whole man's career. Right, so because he's, I mean, it makes sense. He levels Trundle, which makes all the sense in the world. He levels Trundle, that literally makes all the sense in the world. This might end up being the most stupidest thing, right? This might end up being the most stupidest thing that I do. But, okay, if we do that, that goes up to 7, meaning we're doing 7 damage. I mean, he has the potential. He has the potential of, like, this could backfire massively, especially if he's got ways of healing. But I said we've actually got lethal in other ways, so we go for the banter route first, because basically what we do here is that goes up to 7, she goes down to 7 health. We attack forward with Gangplank, and Gangplank should do 7 damage to everyone, thus meaning that nobody can get in his way. Obviously, that's not including. But I can't let this happen. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. Let this happen. Do you know how long it takes me to get to these points where this deck actually works so stupendously? Come on! Right, there we go. Boom. That goes up to 7. Yes, we now immediately attack forward. Oh, I mean, that when it works, when everything just works so perfectly and amazingly funny. I mean, we don't even attack forward with anyone else. We don't even attack forward with anyone else because it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. So, boom! And then the hilariousness of the fact that we do actually have an additional 8 damage that we could throw in. That's not important, though. That's not important. What is important is the significant damage that is coming towards our opponent right now. Potential kill. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait, he uses it to save Trundle's life? Then why doesn't he put I mean, he's still dead, by the way, but... I mean, boom, 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 boom. Whoop. I mean, if he would have put, would he have survived, right? If he would have put that addition, I can't actually know whether he would survive, but anyway. Boom! So that is the Barrel of Laughs deck. As I said, it is 100% a meme deck. This is never going to work on meta on the ladder properly, but for a little bit of fun and just like literally when it works, I'm not gonna lie to you, I recorded a number of matches. These were obviously like the main ones where it won. It literally lost so many. I'm not gonna, to get to that point, it did lose so many. I don't want to lead you in with a mishope as it were, like, you know, I want you to know that situation, but for the comedy that it did have, it was good. You guys requested it, so I wanted to make sure I got a video out on this. As I said, I know that Mugwai and Silverfuse has done an Unyielding Keg one, and Mugwai has done a one using Boomship with PNC, which legitimately I do think is actually better because of the fact that with Funsmith on the board, it's making those Boomships actually create more kegs, and also Funsmith does make Riptide Rex do significantly more damage, like, you know, without needing to worry about trying to keep something that's only got 1 health alive, which is very hard considering the fact that a lot of people are running counter to 1 health because of Zoe, because of Teemo. running counter to 1 health and just being able to pip that off is actually very important at the moment, and so that's why, you know, that's why I kind of left this deck for a while. But honestly, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for, like I was saying to me, Gomez, would you build a deck and have some fun with this? Because admittedly, it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, like, even in the games where I lost, there was a lot of fun that happened, like getting to that point. Whether or not I show any of them or not, I don't know. It depends on how long which of the video runs. But honestly, thank you all so much. Remember, you can catch me on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Link down below. As well as that, there is the link to the Discord. If you wish to join the Discord, please also let me know how you think about, like, I've tried to upgrade the setup a little bit. I've got a light over here and I've got blue lights in the background because apparently that looks cool and shit. I need to. I'm trying to fill up that case in the background as well. I mean, to be fair, you're probably not going to see it very much other than when I do like the zoomed up face. But anyway, that's not important. What is important is thank you all so much for the support. Hope you have a great day. Until next time, bye. Flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me. That doesn't save me. Okay. Say anything from you. Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.